Alright guys and gals, Crypto Kurt here once again, and this is part 2 of the previous video. By mistake I hit click to finish the video production and I wasn't quite finished yet. So again, this is a follow-up. I mentioned the previous trade of Cardano. It's got its own video now, and I want to talk about the trade that we made with Verge. Again, the concept with Verge was I wanted to get involved with some of these cloaked coins, and back at the end of August, I had a little bit of money that I had brought into the platform, into my exchange, and basically was kind of throwing, $50 here, $50 there. But I knew that I did want to get involved with some of the security tokens, and Verge being the cheapest one, I said, yeah, why not? Let's throw $50 at it. And you can see that purchase right here. So this was on August 29th. Again, you'll have to trust me on the dates. This is a copy of my invoice from the exchange, and I don't want to show you all my personal details. So on the 29th, I went in with a whopping $50. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos is two reasons, really, for people who are newbies to this and new to trading, specifically new to trading cryptos. There's going to be, and fair enough, there's a lot of guys out there that are doing some really fancy technical analysis, showing you charts and cup and handles and heads and all kinds of stuff, and I don't know all that jargon. I learned a little bit about it while I was in school, but I tend to be a little bit more fundamentalist when I look at some of these opportunities. As I mentioned with the Cardano in the previous video, basically I read the white paper and liked the concept and bought it. And, oh, by the way, lucky for me, 8 days later it skyrocketed and I made a 271% return. With Verge, it was a little bit more of a decision on my part to chase a particular type of token. Once again, it's it's one of these secured tokens, which is provides anonymity to the users. And when you look at something like Monero, which is blowing up hundreds of dollars, to be able to buy XVG at 0.007 cents back on August 29th was pretty nice. And then at the end of November, or December 5th, I think it was, I basically had, oh, there's my sell. That's my sell. Hang on. There we go. So this is the second purchase. So again, we did $50 the first time and $36 the second time. So any one of you who thinks you can't afford it, look, if you just save up your money, save up $50, in this particular instance, you're going to see what a wonderful return you're going to get, even just using $50. Of course, my example is using $86, if you will. So let's look at the math and let's look what happened. So if you remember those numbers, I paid 0.004 and 0.007. And currently on coin, now remember guys, that's Australian dollars as well, so there is a little bit of a currency fluctuation there. Just to give you an idea, the 0.06 in Australian money, we'll go 1,561. Basically it's 30%, so I'm going to say 1 times 1.3. So that's about what it's worth in Australian money, so 8 cents. So again, we went from 0.007 cents to 0.08 cents. All right, so again, that is a huge move when you're talking about percentage-wise. You can see that just 24 hours, it's up 136%. Now, I mentioned in the previous video that I got lucky with the timing. So I bought the Cardano, just this month, and in literally 6 or 7 days, it's gone up almost 300% for me. This was one where I had to wait a while, and this is where patience comes into play. So again, back at the end of August, I think the 29th here, so I was getting in right about here, and then I threw another $30 at it right around in here, and then boom, something happened and the world woke up. Now, I will say that last Thursday, I was on the ride home watching videos, as I do, and I was watching a guy. He's an English guy, and I do apologize. I didn't pay attention to his channel or his name or anything. I did a couple searches to try to find it, but I just couldn't find it. I do like to give credit where credit's due. But he was doing a pretty efficient technical analysis of Verge, and he was saying that Verge is getting ready to blow up. Well, there you go. So someone was paying attention, and someone was doing their technical analysis. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't do technical analysis. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn about technical analysis. But I'm also saying that if for those of you who are just intelligent people, if you can think about the future of this stuff, anonymity is going to become more and more important. And these secure cloak type coins are going to become more and more valuable, I think, as more smart money comes into the system, because the anonymity is going to be very important to a lot of these institutions as they move into the cryptocurrency world and the world of these altcoins. So let's crunch some numbers real quick. Currently, right now, so you can see this is the sale that I made today. So I backed out. Remember, I put in $85 originally. I've pulled out twice that. Now, in the previous video, I was saying that usually my my philosophy around this is to try to get 100% return and then to pull out 50% of the original capital. So basically, you've doubled your money. So you pull out your original capital and then you leave your winnings to keep on going. It's called letting the house money run, right? So you've already doubled your money, you pull out your original, and you go back to work. You go find another coin to put that into, and then you just let them run. In this instance, I actually am chasing EOS. So you can see I'm actually moving the money out of XVG into EOS. While I think XVG is going to have a great run, and certainly could probably get close to the dollar that a lot of people are talking about, I think next year EOS is going to absolutely blow up. So I am shifting some of my holdings into two things. And again, this is something you'll need to make decisions on yourself. But I'm using two base currencies at the moment. One is EOS and one is Litecoin. So traditionally when I'm selling into stuff now, I'm selling out of and into EOS or into Litecoin. All right, so let's do some crunch those numbers. So again, my wallet's worth about 1,000 now plus the 163. So if we take the 163, we divide that by 85, which was our original investment. It's come down a little bit, but you can see 13 times basically. If we round up, 14 times. So that's basically 13 times $85 that we've increased our value. So if you think you don't have enough money to get into these cryptos, here's an example of where you could take 50 bucks and you could turn it into, let's times that by 50. You can take 50 bucks and turn it into 684. Now remember again that took me 3 months. So that was, there was some patience involved there. It wasn't the luck that I got with Cardano where it flipped in 6 days. This one I had to wait for a while. And granted, it may pull back, but you know what? At the end of the day, I've locked in my capital and I've put it into something that I think is going to grow even more. And I'm excited because I still have the XVG, which can still grow. So once again, guys, I'm just trying to put it out there that A, you don't need to be a technical analyst to be able to buy and sell these things and make some cash, and you don't need thousands of dollars to really get an impact and start changing your life. So as I said in a lot of my videos, guys, today is the first day of the rest of your life. There is a link to an exchange below, a couple of exchanges actually. Get started. Go get yourself an account set up. It's so busy these days, it takes days and days and days to actually get your account set up. So if you want to buy something this weekend, you need to get started now because it's going to take all week for the account to get approved. Coinbase is saying 100,000 people a day or something ridiculous are trying to get into that platform. So anyway, guys, as I said, you don't need a bunch of money. You don't need to be a professional technical analyst. You just need to get started. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully you learned something. And make sure you like and follow. And I'll see you next time. Crypto Kurt out.